Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of A Comatose Streams. Comatose Streams, let's go. Coming at ya hot, Comatose Streams. We're back with another one, baby. Alright, well, anyways. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing there. There we go. Look at that. Nice smooth transition. Give me some more of those. That was pretty slick. That was completely by accident too. That was literally because I started off with the civilization scene. Welcome. Hello. How are you doing, Mom? Welcome in. Let's see, what song are we starting with? We're starting with Fractals. Now let's see if this picks up audio now. I'm good. Glad to be here. Oh, good. I'm glad you're here. How are you? I'm doing quite well. I'm doing well. Looking forward to my vacation coming up. Sweet. You are hearing that. That is excellent. Yes. Yeah, looking forward to my vacation. Working too much as usual, so yeah. I'm sure you are tired. Indeed. I am quite tired. But doing good. Gonna probably start a little bit of packing tonight. I've been doing some laundry and ordering some things off of Amazon. So feel like if I start today, I'll be well ahead of the curve and will be able to be very prepared. But the big thing I want to focus on to start off this stream is the guitar that we worked on last time. Right now, when I was listening to it on other devices, it is sounding very much like a synthesizer and not really like a guitar, and probably is because we put this synth processor on it. So we're gonna be messing with that, trying to make it sound a little bit more like it's actually a guitar. But yeah, we'll do that in a sec. We'll listen to the whole song right now and see how it's sounding. It is very, very close to being done. And I think, honestly, once I put these little finishing touches on this guitar, on these effects, then we'll be in a really good state to pause on this song and work on some other things. And since this is the last song of the album, there's really not too many other things to work on. So we could start with the next album. We could start with some fun little side projects. So really, the world is our oyster. But I am gonna probably be coming back to some songs and like making little edits or like making like doing some prep work for the mixes, which I'm gonna be doing a little bit of that today for a different song. And then yeah, just like little edits here and there and stuff, little tweaks. Anything that my producer like gives to me in terms of feedback, I'll be addressing, and I'll try to do those all on stream. But yeah, without further ado, here is the first song of the album, Fractals. Alright, there we have it. Fractals! Okay, so yeah, gonna mess around with this guitar a little bit, the effects on it. What happens if I just turn off this synth processor? Might just be what I want to do right there. Okay, so what I want to do, I think, is turn it down at the beginning here, and then have it slowly get a little bit louder. So we're going to map this to a bus, and then change the volume here so that it stays a consistent volume. And then have this start off quite a bit lower than what it is. And then kind of start to increase around here. This is at 491, 491, perfect. And then get back up to that normal level right there. Yeah, something like that. Maybe move this over just a little bit. 595, okay. Maybe not quite that loud just yet. Like maybe it starts to get that loud around here. But then like here, we still go down a little ways. Like maybe halfway between what it was and where it's coming from. And then this one will go up to 595. And then one more down here at 545. And then move this guy over a little ways. Something like that, perhaps. So, kind of barely hear it, but you still hear something. But it doesn't take away from the other instruments here. And here it gets a bit more intense. I think this could happen a little bit earlier. Let's move the stuff like over here. Maybe like that. Okay, I think we're good there. I think that's really all I wanted to do with this song. Um, so awesome. We'll stop right there for Fractals, and then we'll move on to, there's some stuff I want to do for Something Real. I want to work on the little ghost notes that I made. I made those on stream one time, a little while back. But there's like one specific little note progression that I think would sound really, really nice that I was thinking of. So I'm going to try that out. It almost sounds like it should happen, but it isn't happening in the song, you know? And so I just want to add that if I can. If I can figure out what the notes are, that's going to be the goal. I am also going to have to tune my guitar. So be prepared. But just exporting this, and then we'll swap over to Something Real. Cool. Something Real. We won't listen to this whole song, probably just the beginning part where the guitar that I want to edit is. And then let's swap back over to Fractals and just close this window out. Cool, here's Something Real. So we start, I think we go right into this song. Yeah, it starts like right away, so I might actually want to move this back just a little bit. Maybe not that much, but like there or so. Yeah. Where's the synths there? Is there like some weird... There's something weird happening with those. Oh, that sounds fun. Here's the guitar. I'll turn that up so we can all hear it. Also, you guys can hear this, right? Yeah, you can. Okay. Yeah, here's the ghost notes. I'm gonna note what I have this at right now. It's negative 9.9. Let me write that down. Negative 9.9 dB. Okay. I want to turn that up so we can hear it, but we will want to turn it back down since they are just kind of ghost notes. They're supposed to be soft and in the background. And in fact, I can probably turn that first note like way, way down so it matches the other notes. I think that's going to be quite nice and essential. So let's select all of these for the bounced track. Okay, and then I'm going to duplicate this. And then here, we'll add another little split here so that this doesn't get lost. But then this will just turn way down to match these guys. noticing something weird there now. These could definitely use a little bit of work as to their placement. So let's move those around a little bit. Yeah, this could definitely move back. And this could come over here. And this could come over here. And these could come over here a little bit. Something weird I noticed here too. These are like all a little bit off, like more off than I thought. Okay, right here is where I'm talking about, though. This is where I want to add something. So here I do like a little nice, like a do 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 do, but then here I don't. But I almost do. And it sounds like it should really be happening, like a do 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 do, like something that's like in the scale and like going along with the chord. So I'm gonna add that. Let me grab my guitar and figure out what the notes are to start. So we go, can I actually like change the pitch of this and like see what those notes are? That'd be fucking sick. Do 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 do. I totally can. So that's D. Yeah, I think that's exactly what I want right there. Yeah, I think that's literally all I want to add. So let me plug my guitar in, and then I am going to have to tune it. Try to make that as quick as possible. And then, let's see. I already do have the cable plugged in, which is excellent. And you technically can't hear that, but you probably will be able to, so I'm going to mute myself. Cool, there we go. And then, is this stuff normalized? Looks like it is, yes. So I'll probably want to turn it up quite a bit, just to make it audible. Okay. I won't want to do that for like when playing it back though, playing these normalized bits back. So there's like a part here where I kind of mute myself by accident. I'm gonna see if I can fix that too. Okay. I think I've got it. So here I do like a. I think that's all I want to record. So let me tune. Maybe I'll only tune the B string just to save some time. Which is looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. I'm gonna try this and see if it sounds right. So let's snap to that and then just like instantly start recording. Something like that. I'm gonna try another one. I also want the rest of the song to be audible, and I want to turn this up so I can hear it. Okay, I still couldn't really hear that. It is picking it up. I think it's just really quiet, so let me turn it up more. Okay, also I think I need to be in a different tone. I think I'm like too high pitched right now. That sounds way more like what it should. And I'm gonna turn this up a little bit more and do it one more time here. Alright, let's try that again. Okay, let's do it again. I'm gonna try that again. Okay, cool. Let's try that last one. Let's turn this way down now, because I'm gonna have to normalize this thing. So yeah, take 7 here, normalize that. Hear that out. Cool, I think that's gonna work quite nicely. Now let's go back to what it was before, which is here. And basically change that over to here. Let's see how this sounds. Might need to lower it down quite a lot to match this kind of level right here. So down to there. Oh, it's so different. Why is it like that? Do I need to lower it more? Why is there like an extra distortion on this version? I don't really know what's causing that. It wouldn't be because of the amp level that I recorded it at, right? No, it couldn't be. In fact, I'm actually bypassing this thing. Wait. How is that possible? I was absolutely hearing the effect of it. What the heck? Oh no, I'm not bypassing it. Alright, let's turn this up again. Like, it makes sense that it wouldn't be that. Could be that. But I feel like it's that, and I feel like there's not a whole lot of distortion to what I'm like recording here, so I don't know what would cause it to be so different. Oop. Is it because I'm recording on like a lower string? That might be a little better. Using that G string there. So let me try tuning the G string. Okay, that's probably fun. Alright, let's try it on the G string now. Okay, I need the backup music. Give me my backup music. And my metronome. Okay, cool. Let's do another one. Okay, let's do another one. Okay, that might be good. Let's try that out and compare that. So this guy, normalize that. Bring this way down. Bring this way down to like there. And then select that. Okay, I think that's correct. Okay, and then I just need to select the right stuff here. That still sounds a little bit weird. Maybe if I move it over there. Alright, let's try it all with the music. Something's still like a little bit off about it, but like I feel like it's pretty negligible. Especially if I do like a little crossfade. Cool. I think that's really all I wanted to do for this song now. Let's have a listen, and then we'll lower it down way more back to that -9 level. Okay, cool. I think we're just about good there. Awesome. I will export this song then. And we'll start working on prepping Back to Me for the mixing process. Getting those stems exported. Getting those stems. Sounds so beautiful. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Wow. Oh, thank you. Let's see. Let me turn the volume down so I can unplug my guitar. All right, there we go. And then now let's open up Back to Me. And I did some crazy stuff with this mix, so this one will be very, very interesting. Ooh. Turn that off. Make sure that's a different input. So it's not picking up my shit. My streaming shit. Okay, cool. That should be a little better. This one's gonna be very, very interesting. So let me also open up that other one, the vocals one, because I don't really remember what's going on there. It's been so long since I worked on this song in particular. What do we have here? Oh, I just recorded the vocals here. I don't think I actually ended up exporting this. Like, I think I brought it over into my other project is what's going on. Should just be using this project for everything. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and first of all rename everything that I'm exporting here. So these tracks are muted, so we won't have to worry about those. This is the drums track. This is bass guitar. This one's fine. This is an automation track. This is automation. These are all automation tracks for the guitar. The guitar one copy here is just the ending guitar, so we can just call this guitar 2. These are all automation again. Guitar 2 raw, that's muted. This is guitar 2. Okay, maybe this should be guitar 3 then. Are there any other guitars? There is. Is this one used at all? It is. Okay, so this will be guitar 4. Sure. This is guitar 2 copy? Oh my gosh. What is that one? Is this gonna be super loud? Hopefully it's not. It is pretty loud though. Let's turn that down. Okay, that was like an edit. So I'll do like guitar 2 edit, something like that. These are all on like, is that being picked up in the stream? No, okay. These are all using the wrong input. So they're just hearing me talk. Guitar 3, stereo echoes, and guitar master, which I'm for some reason automating. Oh, I have this soloed. Okay. So synth 1, that's good. Synth 1 level. Let me solo this. Solo all of these. That's that one. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. I don't even know if you guys can hear that. Let me turn this back up, because it's a good one. I don't think you guys can really hear that. I think it's too quiet. Let me turn this up. There you go. I very much love that sound. Very, very much. Okay, let's turn that back down. Okay. So those are fine. Synths 2. Which one's this one? Okay, I think I know which one that one is. That one's like kind of like a psychedelic synthesizer in the second verse, and then we've got a third synthesizer here. Nice. That one's cool. What's this chorus pad? Yeah, this is another synth. So this is synth 4, and this is synth 5. Hell yeah. Okay, okay. Cool, we'll leave the pianos out, the vocal pianos, and then we'll leave the vocals in. Is there really just the one vocal track? I think there is. So what's this here? Oh, I think these are harmonies. Let me turn this down. Yeah, those are just harmonies. Cool. So this is going to be a little easier than I thought it would. But then what's interesting is the Neptune here gets automated to be enabled and bypassed at different points, the pitch adjuster. So that's very, very interesting. But okay, let's get started here. So we'll start with the drums. It's like both the most simple thing to start with and the most complicated thing to start with at the same time, because what we want to do with the drums is break them up into individual instruments. And I don't know if you guys have seen me do this before, but like it's a little bit tedious. Maybe I should play this one out because we are going to be spending like a good amount of time doing this. So maybe I should play this song out just so you guys kind of know what we're working with. I'll play it. I'll go ahead and do that. There you go. There's Back to Me. Back to Me. There you have it. That's what we're working with. That's what we're getting ready to be mixed. So yeah. But yeah, first step here that I want to do is the drums. So let's see. How many different instruments do we have going here? Just a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. So probably like at least 7 or so. Probably more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think 12. So we'll make like a whole bunch of copies of this. A whole bunch of duplicates. And this is going to be the drums kick track. Let's duplicate that again. This is the drums snare. This is the drums floor tom. Mid. Oops. No, not F mid tom. We love the mid tom. And then drums high tom. Okay, those are the toms. Now we gotta do the cymbals. See if it adds up to 12. Might not need all 12 of those things. So we want the hi-hat. And then we want the ride cymbal. And the crash cymbal. Cool. So I think that's... Oh, there's a crash left and a crash right, first of all. So we'll do that. Crash right. Alright, let's see. So I think that's the right. It says right here, even though it's coming out of my left speaker because my speakers are kind of flipped, but oh well. Cool. Is there anything else we would want to include in this? Probably not. That's for sure ride. And that's for sure crash left. Those are toms. There's like 3 different ones for the hi-hats. So that's why there's gonna be a bit more notes here, or a bit more instruments being used than stems that I'm gonna generate. Okay, there's nothing above this. Okay, cool. So this one's gonna be our crash right. And basically everything else. Oh, whoops. So I want only this, and then I want to shift click everything. Yeah, so it selects everything else. Shift clicking, drag everything else. And then delete those things. So now we're only left with the crash cymbal. And now we just do the same things with these other tracks. So this is left. I think this is the only crash left. So we'll do the same thing here. And then just do the same thing in all these other places. The ride, I believe, is this one? No. Okay, nothing is using that. That's like a splash symbol. That's the ride. But that splash symbol doesn't get used at all. You can tell because there's, if I go here, I'll start selecting that one again. If I tap it uncontrollably, then nothing's getting selected. So that's how you really know nothing's getting used, because if I tap this one uncontrollably, you can tell those are there. And those are there. And they get selected. It's quite nice. And then nothing uses the bell, right? Right, okay. Alright, so this is the hi-hat. So that's this one. Also this one. Okay, nothing uses this. But also this. And this one does get used. So we want both that and that. And then we can shift, click, and drag everything else. Get rid of it. Cool, cool. So we got ride, crash left, crash right, and hi-hat. Alright, now hi tom. Nothing uses that one. I think it's all this one. Cool. And then the mid-tom. Couple different ones being used here. So we select both of them. Delete everything else. And then by the time we're done with this, what we should be seeing is I can mute the drums track, and it should all sound exactly the same as it did before I did this. Okay. Yep, there's a couple different floor toms being used here, so I'll select both, and then shift, click, and drag everything else. Now it's only these. Beautiful. Alright, snare. This is something I usually have two different instruments being used for. Yes, indeed. It does quite help when you're doing like really fast snare hits and you don't want the note to be getting cut off. That's when you would use two different ones, two different notes. Like that. Cool, that should be good for snare, right? Let me solo this, make sure these are all snare, yes. So yeah, there's like a flam, and those are two notes that are hit in quick succession of each other, so in order to not cut the first one off, like that, you can let them play out by just having two different notes. Let their sound waves overlap a little bit, like they would in real life. Cool. Alright, kick drum. Any other kick drums in the house? No, just that one, okay. And I think that's it. And that's everything. So now if I mute this original drums track with everything in it, should sound exactly the same as it did before. So I'll just play like a couple parts of this. Cool, cool. I think we're good here. Excellent. Okay, so now I can start actually thinking about exporting these stems. Um, so the first one that I'm gonna do is something with literally all the effects, all the equalization, all the faders, all the levels included. So that's the easiest one to do because I think it's all ready for that right now. So if I do bounce mixer channels, and then I check everything and then go through the ones that I don't want to check, like anything that's muted. I don't want guitar master. I don't think I want guitar 2 raw. I don't want any of these master tracks. Even though like I probably actually do for these ones in particular, but not for the other ones. For the ones where I want to include the levels, I actually probably want only the masters. So like these are going to Guitar 1 master, which is guitar master. They're all going to guitar master. And then I don't think guitar 2 raw is being used. Yeah, it's muted entirely. So I think I can just do guitar master. And then guitar 3 is going to guitar 3 master. Oh, but that's going to guitar master as well. Okay. So I think all the guitars go to guitar master. The synths go to their own individual masters, not synth 4 and 5. And then the vocals, what is that? Vocals master 2, vocals master 1, and vocals to master, of course. It's very, very clear. Okay, so master 2 goes to master 1. And then master, vocals 02 master is its own thing. Okay, the vocals are strange, but sure. So there's only 2 masters to worry about there. And then I have the drums and bass going to their own master. Okay. Okay, this is going to be quite interesting. So we want all, and we only want the masters, which I believe is just guitar master. Where's guitar master? There it is, that one. And then guitar 3 master. Each of the synths get their own except for these. Now the vocals were a little extra tricky. I think it's these two. I think it's those vocals that I want. And then the drums and the bass get their own master, so not too shabby. Not too bad at all. Okay, and then these percussion instruments are not audible, they are muted. So that's another thing too. I think I need to actually change the... I can't change that, okay. I need to close this and do this again. I wish there was a way to like save this. I could screenshot it. I could definitely screenshot it. In fact, I might do that. Oh, no, it's fine. I need to make sure that this is down here, matching the end. As close as I can get it. Cool. And then left is fine to just be at the very beginning, because I want to export the loops. Are there any other settings here before I set those again? Bounce to audio files on disk. These I can change. Okay, I think that's it. So, guitar master, guitar 3 master. Each synth that gets their own, except for these two. Okay. No vocal piano. Those are muted. This one and this one are the ones that get used. And then Drum and bass master. Okay. Okay, I think we're good. Stems all with levels is what we're doing this one as. And then back to me. I think it's all SFX with levels is what I name this. Or back to me stems, all SFX with levels. What do I call one of these other ones? I didn't call that one stems. It's fine. Okay, that's fine. Alright, then choose that folder. This will export those. And then we'll go have a little listen in a different project. And it should sound very, very similar. Should actually sound exactly the same to what we've got here. Maybe this master volume would change a little bit. So let's open up a new project here and then just bring those in. Stems all with levels. Back to me. Okay. Let's see how these are. Why won't it play? There we go. Oh, okay. Why won't it let me pause with the space? That's super weird. But you'll let me do it here? Wait. Here you let me do it. What the heck? But here you don't. Now you do. Okay, I want all of these to, like, not stretch. Disable stretch. Cool, and then all the way over here. Why does this get cut off? Do these need to be extended out? I think they do. Well, I think my theory was correct. It is sounding extremely similar. Cool. So that's all good. Now we can go back and do the slightly harder stuff, where we don't use those masters. Instead, we're just including all of the sound effects, but we're going through, yeah, we're going through, let's see, can we do it with the EQ? Except level and pan. Yeah, okay, we don't want the level and pan, that's fine. But we can keep the EQ. Excellent, okay. Okay, that's cool, that's cool. So, should be good to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep the EQ on, keep all the effects on, but we're going to grab these individual tracks that are not the masters, keep all the effects on, and then just bounce them to their own tracks, or to their own stems. Let's see here. So what's muted again? These percussion instruments. What guitars are muted? I think it's only that raw guitar that's muted. Yeah, raw guitar. Guitar 2 raw. The other ones should be good to go. Okay, I think those are all good. So let's do that. So guitar 1, guitar 4, not guitar 2 raw, guitar 2, guitar 2 edit, none of the masters, not this time. Vocals 2. Well, that's another thing about the vocals though. Yeah, I think I only want those. I think like vocals master 2 was like a middleman. It'll help if I look at it. I'm gonna look at it after this. I'm gonna export all these first though, and then we can take a gander. Okay, that's looking good. That's looking good. That's looking good. Okay, yeah, there's really not that many for this song, which is really nice. We want to do loop. Audio files on disk, yes. All except fader section is what we want here. Good. And then waves. Cool. So this one is gonna be in here in the stems all folder. And then a new folder in there. And this is called Back to Me Stems All SFX. Okay. So that'll export those, and then we can open these up and just make sure it's sounding kind of like what we expect. It's not going to sound quite as close to this mix that I have here as the last export did, but it'll sound a little bit close. It won't be completely raw because all the effects are still going to be there. It's just the levels aren't going to be there, so some things might be like kind of clipping. It might be a little bit loud, and also none of the panning is going to be there. Okay, so let's go back to this, and then delete everything here. Delete quite literally everything. Delete tracks and devices, yes. And then grab the bounce, stems all, back to me. Alright, we've got a few more now. We shouldn't be seeing anything like missing. I wonder if it loops colors. Does it loop around the rainbow? These are the important questions. It's going gray. Oh yeah, it does loop. Look at that. Nice. Okay, cool. So let's select all of these. Is it not going to let me select like that? I have to click and drag. Okay. It's going to let me right click. Hello? Hello? Why does it do this? It's being weird and buggy. Let me go back to this project. And back to this. There we go. Disable stretch, and then move these out here. All right, let's turn this down before we play anything. That's very, very loud. The guitar especially. But I think everything's there. And all the effects are still being applied. And the EQ should even be getting applied. It's just the different levels are not. So everything's going to be like not leveled correctly. The volumes are all going to be off. Okay. I think that's good. Then I think we've got what we need. And then now for the most challenging part is going through, and we want to do, this is what my producer is mostly going to be working with, is the raw stems where there's no effects, or at least there's some effects, but only the ones that I like really want to keep and like don't want him to be touching. I'll keep those on, but like any like generic kind of reverbs are really gonna be left for him. But I'll like keep on like phasers and delays, but I won't keep on compressors. I won't keep on reverbs. I won't keep on like more generic effects. But yeah, let's start off with the drums here. So I'm literally gonna go through all these, turn the compressor off, turn this reverb off. However, I do like that reverb on the snare. I'm going to turn it off and see what he does with it. Turn that off. Turn that off. Just all this stuff on the drums. And this definitely gets a little bit tedious because I'm doing the same thing for every single drum instrument that I just duplicated. I could have done this at the beginning, but then I wouldn't have had all these effects on for every, like, the stems that I just exported before with all the effects on them and stuff. So I think it's technically more efficient to do it now. I would love, like a script that does this all for me. One day I'll look into how to program plugins for Reason. That'd be super sick. Okay, but we got these all turned off now. Wait, this one's still on. What the heck? I just missed the kick drum, I think. Yeah. I didn't do the kick drum. This is still on too, okay. Okay, so kick drum. And the reason we're doing all this manually is because there are going to be some effects that we want to keep. There's going to be some. So what was this? This was the snare. We got the snare all good. And then this is the floor tom next. Floor tom's all good. Mid tom is next, yes. That's all good. I'm double checking myself here. High tom. Where's that compressor? Compressor's off. Hi-hat. And the drums take the longest because there's so many instruments. Ride cymbal. Crash left. Doop-doo. That's all fine. And then crash right. Excellent. Okay. I think the drums are all good. We can turn the compressor and the reverb off of the bass guitar for sure. Now the normal guitar here, this is where things get very, very interesting. So, where is this volume automation? Edit automation. It's down here. It's this thing. Yes. We actually want to mute this. And same with this. Actually, maybe not. Maybe we leave that. But we want to make sure that the volume of the amp is not causing things to clip. I learned that lesson early on. So let's like solo these effects on this guitar. And it's not clipping. And then even when it's at its loudest, that's when we need to look. Okay. It actually doesn't clip, so that's good. Now this level is this one up here. Okay, that's fine. That won't take in the stem. The phaser we do want. We can leave that thing automated the way it is. The reverb, however, we can turn that off. Yes, even though I don't want to. It has been requested that I do, so I'm going to do that. And then we can leave I think we can leave the delay. That delay is happening down there, so this delay is not going to affect this guitar. Okay, cool. So I think this guitar is all done. This one's all good. And I don't have any compressor, right? Oh, it looks like I do, actually. Hello? There we go. I do have a compressor. So turn that compressor off. And then I have this guitar mix processor. This is probably fine. I don't know about this heavy rhythm one. I think I want to turn this off. There's like a compressor and equalizer in here that I don't want to use. What else is soloed? Wait. Oh, you guys are. Let me turn the solo back on. This guitar mix processor also has some compressors and stuff that I don't really want to use. Let's just turn off the stereo imager. Turn off the reverb. We can leave on the delays and stuff. Turn off the EQ. Leave on the chorus, that's fine. Turn all that stuff off. Turn this off. Yeah, and turn this off. I'll just turn these off just in case, even though they're already off technically. Okay. I think we might have to do that for every guitar because, like, I just duplicated these guitars and edited them one by one because this was a little while ago where I wasn't as knowledgeable and I wasn't setting myself up for as much success in the future. So we might have to go through these guitars and do that for everyone. But okay, so guitar 4. Let's solo all of these now. Okay. Guitar 4 only gets played over here. Looks pretty loud. So again, we'll have to mute this volume. Make sure this is down enough so it doesn't clip at all, especially in these loud parts. While the boost is on as well. It looks like it is kind of clipping. Okay, that should be good. Let's see what else there is. So we want to leave that amp on, turn off the compressor, let the phaser do its thing, turn off the reverb, leave the stereo on, the stereo echoes. And then this guitar mix processor, we want to turn off the compressor, turn off the stereo imager, turn off the reverb, leave those delays on, turn off the EQ, turn off the reverb, leave the chorus on, turn off the EQ. These are all fine. And then the heavy rhythm thing, we just turn all of this off. Okay, that should be good. Let's try that out again. Does it sound like, feels like it sounds so much better with the heavy rhythm. I'm almost like debating not getting rid of that thing. How does this sound? It just gives a lot of depth, but like I'm sure my producer will be able to like achieve that effect. Okay, let's just turn all that off then. Okay. Cool, cool. Alright, guitar 2 now. I think there is only 2 left. I think we're like halfway done with the guitar. Okay. Guitar 2. Turn on all of its effects. There's not as many, which is cool. We got a spider merger here. And then this amp is turned off, which is interesting. Okay. Turn off the compressor. We can leave the guitar mix processor on, but turn off these things. don't really know what this thing is. And it never gets enabled, so why is that even automated? Just delete that. And then just leave it off. Okay. Okay, that's guitar 2. This does not have an amp. That's crazy. Okay, that's cool. Must have just been my guitar pedals or something. Okay, turn all those off now. And then guitar 2 edit time, which I think is just the same basically as guitar 2. It's just right here. Okay, cool. Oh, and then there's one more. Right, it's the same thing, the stereo bass thing, which we do not need. Just leave that off. Turn all of its devices off. Good. And turn reverb off. It's clipping a little bit, but that'll be fine. I don't think like its actual signal is clipping. I think it's just too loud. In the final signal. Oh, no, doesn't seem to be clipping there. Where is that coming from? I think that's just the song. Yeah, that's the final signal, as I was saying. Okay, cool. That's good. So that one should be good. Now guitar 3, which gets its own little special color. I don't know why I did that. Oh, it's the tremolo picking. Yeah, okay, cool. Okay. Yeah, my producer's gonna get a kick out of this one. I think I need to mute that volume automation as well. Okay, I'll have to leave a note that like around this part is where it gets lowered in volume. But I think that's fine. Other than that, I took this whole thing off. Yeah, the amp and the delay are all fine there. Okay, cool. I think we're all good with guitars. Excellent. Now for the synthesizers. Get rid of the compressor. That's about it. Maybe the reverb. Get rid of the compressor and the reverb. Get rid of the compressor and the reverb. So this was this one. I got rid of that, got rid of that. And then synth 2. Get rid of that. There is a synth processor here, so we'll go through that. Get rid of the compressor and the stereo imager. Get rid of the reverb. Keep the delays. Keep the chorus and the unison. I don't know about that filter. Maybe. It's probably fine. Okay, cool. That one should be good. Synth 3. Compressor's off. Reverb's off. Cool, that one's good. Synth 4. Compressor's off. This one has a synth processor too. So let's try this one out. Okay, that's all fine. And this reverb's already off. Excellent. And synth 5. Cool. I think that's good. Excellent. Alright. And now for the vocals. Okay, so the loudest part of the vocals is over here. I want to make sure it's not clipping through the amp. It totally is. Okay. That should be good then. Compressor, turn that off. Phaser's turned off. Interesting. Okay, it's fair. And then turn the reverb off. Phaser field, we'll leave that automated. And then these vocals, these guys, we want to turn the compressor off here. I don't know about this scream. What does this do? It's probably fine. Turn the compressor off. Equalizers turn off. Slapback is good. Okay, and then I've got this easy vocal thing. Let's look at these devices. Turn this off. Turn this off. Turn this off. Looks like we want to turn this whole thing off. It's like a dynamics thing that I added. Okay, that should be good for the vocals. Okay. Cool. That should all be good. And then now vocals too. We want to leave that Neptune the way it is. Turn off the reverb, leave on the delay, and then go through these. We can leave that scream thing on. Turn off the compressors and the equalizers though. There we go. I think we're all good. Now we've got our raw tracks. So we'll go ahead and export those. And I thought I might be able, I was kind of thinking like, I really doubt I'll have time, but I was like, maybe I'll get lucky and be able to do another song, like be able to do this process on another song, but I think it's going to have to wait until a different time, because I do still have to export these. Okay, so let's see if I can remember. We want these, we want these, this, and this. I want these. Then we want the different drums. And then I think that's it. Oh, bass guitar. I think that's it. Okay. Oh, we don't want the master section. I've probably been exporting the master section along with all of these. Have I? Let me look at that. I guess I didn't. I guess I didn't, which is good. I would prefer that over the alternative. What about in the first one? No. Interesting. Cool. Okay, I think that's it. So we want to do the loop, and we want none of the mixer settings applied this time. None of them whatsoever. Actually, no, that's not true. Oh, there is one thing I'm missing here. Because we do want the mixer settings applied, because we want all of these effects and stuff. The ones that we've left on, we want those being applied. But what we don't want is the EQ. We do not want any EQ. So let's turn off all the EQ for these things, which is going to take a second. So like here's some EQ. We want all of that off. And then turn off the filters as well. Yeah, let's just go through like everything and turn it off for everything. Some of my EQ jobs here are not the best. I don't know if that's good. I don't think this is the best EQ job, but I'm not entirely sure. It's probably too much. It's probably too much EQ being applied there. Yeah, this is gonna take a little second. Go through all these different instruments. The synthesizers weren't nearly as drastic. The vocals are probably a bit. But those guitars, man, I don't think those should have been EQ'd as much as they were. But maybe. It sounded pretty good. This is like, I feel like this is like one of my better mixes. Turn the drums off, sure. Drums had barely anything on them, which was good. I already did a couple of those. Okay, it should be everything. Cool. I think we can like double check if we go up into the mixer here. And we like look. EQ should be turned off for everything. And it is. Excellent. Good. Okay. Now we might be able to export. Bounce. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Okay. And then these synthesizers. Good. Only these two vocals and all these drums. And the bass guitar. Not the master section. Good. I think that's it. Just double check. Okay, yeah, I think we're good. So we want all except for fader section again. Because we're going to include EQ dynamics and all the effects, but we're only including the effects that we want. And we're turning off the EQ manually there. Cool, then I think we're all good. Let's go ahead and export that. And then go back to exports and do stems raw. Back to me stems raw. Good. Choose that. This one's taking a little while longer. But yeah, pretty exciting stuff. That's going to be about it for me today. I was hoping I might have time for one more. Basically getting one more song ready. Like with what I just did, but I don't think so. It takes like an hour almost to do one of these. And then there's still some things I need to do, like I need to write up some notes for my producer, and then I need to write up some other notes for him on like feedback for the other song that he's done. But yeah. Good night. Hope your week goes smooth and your trip is so fun. Be safe and see you soon. Yes, sounds great. Yes, I will be seeing you very soon, Mom. I'm very much looking forward to it. But yeah, cool. I want to go write up those notes and then head to bed. And remember, no stream this Saturday, no stream Wednesday, no stream next Saturday. I'm going to be on vacation. So, let's see, when am I going to be back? Where's my calendar? I am going to be back on, I think, Wednesday the 20th. If not, then for sure the 23rd, Saturday, for a Civ stream. But I think I'll be back on Wednesday the 20th, but we'll kind of see how it goes. I might stay an extra day. I kind of want that day to rest, though, so should be back on Wednesday the 20th. I might take it as a skip day, though, just to rest, but yeah, we'll see. I'll try to update the Discord with the information, and, like, cancel the event if I'm not doing it. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you all have a good one, and I'll see you in a couple weeks. All right, goodbye. And, of course, as always, thank you for watching. And even if you didn't watch, thank you for existing. Goodbye, everyone.